Alright. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Alright. Alright. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. Alright, cool. Cool, cool. We'll put in the crowd mic real quick. We don't have our play-by-play, dude, yet, so... There we go.
It's time! Here we go, Sean! Yeah, Nate! Yeah, Nate! Zach, go. Zach, go. Jordy, get away. Yes. Hey, Denver, wait, short, Denver. Denver. Come on. Whoa! Behind! Now we're yellow. Relax. Utah! 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 Right back! Right back! Johnny, behind you. Dover, Sean, Dover. Good job, Jake. Good job. Guys, good job. No one started with a good job, right? Help inside! Calvin! Hey, hold the ball, Luke.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for turning into a beautiful game of Anderson High boys lacrosse. Today they're facing off against the Coppell Cowboys. You just saw a fast break right there from number 17, Sean Simpson, a senior midfielder for the Coppell Cowboys. Extends the lead 3-1 in favor of Coppell.
Nate on the wing.
Anderson Trojans, the home team, rocking blue jerseys this afternoon. A deep royal blue, Coppell showing out in the white with the red accent. And facing off against each other, we've got number 6 for Anderson, Cal McDougal, a sophomore. We've got number 9, Jake Logston, a senior midfielder for Coppell. By Marlowe playing LSM on the wing. Coppell wins a pretty easy possession, gives it to number 17, Sean Simpson, who just scored the last goal for Coppell. Gives it to LSM Nate Sullivan.
22!
And works it around to Carson Booth.
Your spot!
Booth tries to do a little
Work
top,
inside!
gives it back to Sullivan.
22!
They're just playing catch with each other right now, works it around to X.
Next time, Johnny, next time!
And finds Cutter inside. Pass intended for Edward Griffin was dropped, recovered by Cal Maroney. And picked up by number 2, Connor Garbo for Anderson. Anderson going to the wing, drops it. Recovered by number 4, Blake Robbins. And given to their face-off man, Jake Logston. That's his first goal of the game.
Scored by Coppell. Good on you, Jake Logston.
Coppell up 4-1, getting a lot of time on their offensive possessions. Trojans back to even numbers. That's Tomas Benitez on the far side of the wing. McDougal and Logston down for face-off. And looks like McDougal went early on that face-off, so Coppell will have possession ball. Logston kind of just dropping that pass, recovered by Blake Short. Coppell worked around back, give it to number 25, Spencer Cutchins. And Cutchins back up to Carson Booth.
Utah!
Carson Booth initiating a lot of their offensive dodges from the wing. Duncan Ross lazily recovering that ground ball.
Slam! Slam, Edward!
You got Cal McDougal, the face-off guy, pressing up against High. And number 15, Blake Short, runs downhill, takes a shot off left. Ball stays with Coppell. This time it's Edward Griffin from the back right corner, sophomore for Coppell initiating. Tries to lull his man Benitez with a fair jog and then does a spin move. Gets north of GLE, gets his hands free. Looks like he was trying to pass to somebody on the crease. And Calmaroni, the goalie for Anderson, got a stick on it. And number 25, Spencer Kutkus, recovers the ball. This time he takes a dodge. Tries to do a little split fake. Ends up going right. Shot off right. Recovered by Tomas Benitez, who has 2 men on him. Benitez rolling back. Takes some damage. Ball is dropped. But looks like an unnecessary push is going to get called on Coppell. And that's Carson Booth. He's done a lot of offensive play for the Coppell Cowboys in the box right now. And Trojans get some substitutions, sending Pierce Miller, Edward Tisdale, Alex Longoria on the field.
White 13, we have a cross check right up to the head that's going to be 1 minute non-releasable, okay? And then the
Good alert!
dead ball foul, right? We have an unnecessary, that's going to be 1 minute. So we have to serve the full 1 minute before we get the second 1 minute penalty, which is then released, okay?
It looks like there's 2 penalties on Coppell. One of is releasable.
I don't care. The rule is the rule. You gotta sink your hips and push on it.
Still, they're just 1 man down.
Then do it.
Coppell coaching giving some words of encouragement and caution to their team. They obviously don't like to be on man down opportunities. Ball is going to start up top with number 7, Reese Jowers. Played a lot of attack this season for Anderson. Gives it to number 10, Alex Longoria. Works it around X. Good conservative play by the Trojans right now. Doing a couple of off-ball switches, working it around the perimeter. Bam! That's a shot from number 3, Landon Fazio, a sophomore midfielder who has scored many goals and has equally as many assists this season. And in Fazio, an integral part of the Trojans' offense. And that's Fazio with the ball again. That blue head on his stick is an easy way to see him. Fazio lets it rip again. This time, saved by the goalie for Coppell, number 0, Blue Carter. He's a senior. And a successful clear by Coppell, Blake Sullivan. Nate Sullivan, my bad. Taking it down. And Sullivan will choose to stay on the offensive side of the field. Speaking of Sullivan, he gets the ball back at the top. Looks like he wants to go get this ball away. And that's exactly what he calls for. Number 16, Tomo Hearn, down the alley, kind of gets his hands free. Drops the ball. Has Connor Garbo slashing him.
Run away!
And recovered by number 25, Spencer Kutchins.
Double coming!
And Kutchins jogging to the other side of the field. Obviously knows that he could run away anytime he wants. Finds that space. Gives it to Jake Logston, the face-off guy. And Logston looks like he wants to set up a couple high dodges. And Coppell has a man coming around setting the screen.
Get it back, Jake.
And Fazio goes under that screen, stays on his man. This time, Logston with the ball. Trojans need to send a man up on him. That's Landon Fazio. Sent those last 2 shots for Anderson. Now playing a little bit of one-on-one high up top with Logston. Logston has a deep pull switch onto him.
Jake in the hole! Jake in the hole!
Release.
And not sure exactly what caused that turnover. It looks like Coppell might have made an illegal move, maybe a moving screen or some kind of ward. Whatever the case is, Alex Longoria back with the ball. Sends it high up top to number 11, Huddy Case. Huddy Case, known for his big arm, has taken a couple step-down shots this season. Often finding the back right corner. Longoria back with the ball. Shuffles to his right. Puts the stick in his left hand. Tries to get top side, but met with pressure. This time distributes the rock to Pierce Miller. And Dylan Garner getting some much-deserved playing time on this game. Ooh. An extended right hand with a one-arm catch for Huddy Case. Saves possession. Pierce Miller steer with the ball, with Dylan Garner setting that screen for him. And looks like a pass intended for Huddy Case thrown by Pierce Miller was just a tad high. Ball turns back over to Coppell. This is Logston seemingly doing everything on the field for the Coppell Cowboys. Now wants to run their clears too. Gives it to Blue Carter, who gives it to number 15, Jack Charrier, freshman out of Coppell.
Make up for it now, 13.
Oh wait, my bad. Actually, Blake Short. I was reading wrong. And number 25, Spencer Cutchins, who's made a lot of wide sweeping moves so far for the Coppell Cowboys. Now looking like he wants to dodge on Tomas Benitez, and that's exactly what he does. Does a little right-left fake, goes back to his right, gets top side, sees an opportunity, and a step down, wild laser sidearm cannot find its target, no matter. Ball stays with Coppell. This time, Edward Griffin starting the ball rotation. Drags his man Connor Garbo out way far. And an unsuccessful switch by Dylan Garner on. Oh! Shot goes off the top side of the pipe and launches all the way to the moon. Looks like that one was on SpaceX by Elon Musk.
Wichita with him. Wichita with him. Get through, Carson.
Spencer Cutchins initiating some dodges from X. Gets top of GLE. Now cuts back down diagonally. Step down shot. Great save by Cal Maroney. Cutchins tried to find that 5-hole, and a swift clear goes rebounding off the knee of a Coppell defender back onto their side of the offense, and my goodness, another shot just off the top side of the crossbar leaves Coppell with a 3-goal lead over Anderson. Scores 4-1 right now. So far, a pretty conservatively patient game being played by both teams. Both teams now have ample time with their offensive possessions. Anderson doing a good job sharing the ball, finding their stick onto the ball whenever it's coming to the pocket. Just a couple of over-the-top passes and lots of defensive pressure on those clears, keeping the ball on Coppell's offense most of the time. This would be a great time to mention one of our sponsors. We'd like to thank all of our corporate sponsors for supporting Anderson Boys Lacrosse. As a non-UIL sport in the state of Texas, we do not receive public funding, so we rely on dues and donations and sponsorships just from viewers like yourself. Anderson Boys Lacrosse is sponsored by Unchained Capital, your local Austin Bitcoin experts. Located downtown at 6th and Congress, Unchained Capital is making Austin the Bitcoin capital of the world. You can purchase Bitcoin from Unchained in a personal, business, or retirement account, and secure your Bitcoin for the long term in a vault that keeps you in total control over your money. Book a free consultation to learn more about Unchained at unchained.com/consultation. Anderson Boys Lacrosse is also sponsored by B. Weaver Honey Farm. For more than a century, honey has been running through 5 generations in the Weaver family veins. What began as a side job for Finford's grandparents, Florence and Zachariah, after acquiring 10 bee colonies as a wedding gift in 1888, has become a passion and livelihood for the 4 generations of Weavers that followed. Visit their headquarters in Navasota for beekeeping supplies, gifts, live hive tours, gorgeous picnic areas, and a wildflower view tasting room made with Bee Weaver honey. RV campsites are available, as are overnight stays in their beautiful loft. Thank you, Bee Weaver Honey Farm, for supporting Anderson Boys Lacrosse.
Your shot clocks give you guys issues. Yeah.
Both coaches on the sidelines whispering some words of encouragement, drawing out tactile plans for the execution of these last 3 quarters. Coppell with a 4-1 goal lead has done a great job so far of taking advantage of fast breaks. They've been able to successfully set screens and picks in order to get more space coming around curls on the top side, inching their way closer, getting better looks at shots. And they've had several shots on goal, just a couple of rebounds off the top side of the cage, as well as some great saves by Cal Maroney, has kept this to a 4-1 game. And just like that, locks in the face-off man, recovering the ball. Dodges down the alley, but then is advised caution by his coaching sideline. And now substituting for number 17, Sean Simpson, a senior midfielder. Big-time senior does a roll up top, goes back to his right. Appears to have the lead. Dodges down, finds a man on the crease, scores! Number 2, Cale Strickland, sophomore attackman for the Coppell Cowboys. Knew his man was going to slide, hung right out on the crease, was able to catch it, a couple cradles, gets it past Cal Maroney. Coppell Cowboys go up 5-1. Second face-off of the quarter commencing. Cal McDougal really digging his stick into the ground.
Handball. Handball. Play handball.
And just a couple hats by number 5. Nate Sullivan for Coppell. And a shot that goes wide. Gives the ball back over to the Anderson. Number 27, River Anderson, clearing the ball down himself. Giving it to Longoria. Swinging it around X, Levi Kierman, who's known for usually being one of the first guys to score a goal in the game. Taking it to GLE. Really just encircling that perimeter of the Coppell Cowboys defense. And Eddie Tisdale cutting across the top side, backs up a little bit, reinitiates a dodge, throwing a big shoulder in there. And pass intended for Alex Longoria is just going wide. The ball is knocked out of bounds, but there's a flag on the play.
30 seconds technical. Right. 1-7. Edward, you release it.
9:33. 9:33.
Reese Jowers back with the ball from X. Giving it back to Alex Longoria. Longoria trying to find Buddy Case. Pass that went to his hip. And fortunately for the Anderson Trojans, one of the Coppell offensive men stepping over the boundary, causing an offside. Trojans will maintain possession of the ball, and the shot clock will reset to 8 seconds. Landon Fazio, midfielder who's taken a couple shots from the wing so far, starting up top of the ball.
No penalty. 13 seconds on the penalty. 13 seconds.
Play action. Landon Fazio looking like he could go to either side. Gives it to Buddy Case. Buddy Case initiating a couple of shot fakes. Swings it down to Alex Longoria. Looks like Eddie Tisdale trying to cut from the backside. Gets on the crease right now. Landon Fazio giving it back to Reese Jowers to Longoria. Finds Buddy Case up top. Shot on goal. Just rebounds off the stick of Blue Carter, the senior goalie for Coppell. And Reese Jowers was closest to that ball when it went out of bounds on a shot. So he will reinitiate the possession for the Anderson Trojans. About 9.5 left to go in our second quarter. And this time it's Alex Longoria, Reese Jowers doing a little two-man pick and roll from behind the cage. Longoria sticking onto that ball, has a pull switch onto him. Tries to find a cutter up top. Ball intended for Edward Tisdale. Edward Tisdale pushed pretty hard from the back, loses possession of the ball, and the refs are going to call a push in the back on number 16, Tom O'Keefe, a senior midfielder for Coppell, giving the Anderson Trojans another opportunity for a man of possession. Of course, they will have to capitalize. Coppell playing a very physical game. But really it's in their incentive to keep playing physically as long as the Anderson Trojans cannot capitalize off a man-up possession. This time, Huddy Case, who scored 2 or 3 last game, last home game that is. Starting back with the ball, Huddy Case looking like he wants to step down, gives it to Eddie Tisdale.
Get in, Luke. Get down.
Alex Longoria coming up now. Tisdale cutting to the crease. Pass intended for Case is dropped. Case playing man ball. And Alex Longoria appeared to be loose push off the ball. Falls again. Huddy Case with the ball. Now this time just going right.
7, 6,
Split dodge. Rolls back. Goes back up top.
1, 3.
And Alex Longoria with the ball now tries to find Eddie Tisdale on the crease. Recovered by Landon Fazio. Landon Fazio going up now. And Levi Kukierman on the wing. Another pass intended for Huddy Case is dropped. Huddy Case appearing a little bit of short of breath. And a fast break opportunity by the Coppell Cowboys. Pass intended for number 6, Duncan Ross, right on the crease, but he just loses control of it. Covered by number 25, Spencer Cutchins, who has done a great job at controlling offensive rebounds for the Coppell Cowboys so far. And number 17, Sean Simpson, who's known for his deadly dodges to the wing, cuts back across. Signature Sean Simpson, at least his second goal of the game.
Simpson from Coppell.
Making it look easy.
Sean Simpson.
Just puts that body in front of his defender, rocks him, gets the defender off his balance, cuts right back inside and scores.
Come on, stop off.
And Tomas Benitez coming off right now for Pierce Miller. As the Trojans exchange a couple of midfielders in their substitutions. Cal McDougal fighting for that ball, but Jake Logston picks it back up. Logston wasting no time, gives it to Nate Sullivan, the two-way pole player. Sullivan just jogging back to the crease right now. Looks like he wants to hang out there for a little look. Meanwhile, Coppell working around like clockwork. Pierce Miller switching on to Logston. Logston gets his hands free, but a save by Cal Maroney. Stick side hip shot. Cal Maroney now encircling the crease. And great clear pass intended for Fogo Cal McDougal, and Cal McDougal successfully transferring the ball to Reese Jowers, who gives it to Levi Kukierman. And the Trojans setting up their offensive possession right now. Levi Kukierman from behind the cage at X position. Does a rhythmic roll from behind. Really working that pivot foot. Ball is knocked out of his stick. A lot of Coppell Knight pulls on it. Still no clear possession of the ball, but Landon Fazio has it for a couple of cradles before it's swiftly retrieved by the Coppell Cowboys. Oh, and what a beauty on a rope delivered to number 5, Nate Sullivan, that two-way pole player. And number 2, Cale Strickland for Coppell, intended to take that to the house, but fumbled the bag. No matter, Coppell Cowboys recovering the ball. And Eddie Griffin trying to play some bully ball, rolls back to his left, gets his hands free, but tipped by Tomas Benitez off the side, causing the ball to fly high. 14, Eddie Griffin again. Says, I don't miss twice, and I'm not that nice. Treating Cal Maroney like a ghost. Lasering the ball to his left side, finding the back of the net. Coppell is up 7-1 and decides to call their first time out of the game. Here's another word from our wonderful sponsors. Anderson Boys Lacrosse is sponsored by Zinda Law Group, a nationwide personal injury firm based here in Austin, Texas. They handle all types of DI cases, including car accidents, truck accidents, wrongful death, and catastrophic injuries.
Zinda Law Group believes in justice for all, regardless of wealth, and is available 24/7 to provide free consultations to all accidents. Named one of Austin Business Journal's fastest growing companies, Zinda Law Group has offices throughout Texas, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico. To contact Zinda Law Group, go to zdfirm.com. Once again, that's zdfirm.com for the only nationwide personal injury firm you will ever need. Gotta watch out for those crazy drivers on Highway 75, Route 360. Anywhere there's roads in Texas, there is an opportunity for chaos to strike. Anderson Boys Lacrosse is also sponsored by Maroney Public Affairs, as well as Austin Sports Medicine. In Central Texas, we enjoy our active lifestyle, but when injuries happen, Austin Sports Medicine is here to get you back on your game. Featuring an expert team of board-certified physicians and physical therapists, we treat the full spectrum of orthopedic and sports medicine-related injuries. From the little leaguer with an injured elbow to the 80-year-old with knee pain, our patients receive the finest of surgical and non-surgical care. Austin Sports Medicine, getting you back to what you love.
Hobart, Carson, Hobart.
Both teams retaking the field. This time number 55, Zach Haida. That's a very cool name there. Being the face-off man, winning that successfully. Blue Carter with a laser beam. And recovered by number 14, Eddie Griffin. This time Logston, who's been doing the face-offs, covering the ball. Logston very patient. Finds Sean Simpson, who scored a couple goals already. Sean Simpson just too quick on the inside. Too quick for a short stick. Does a little explosive movement left to right. Has his hands free. No contest. And with halfway to go in the second quarter, the Coppell Knights putting on a clinic. A couple of different guys switching in on the face-off position. That was Luke Hurt, a junior midfielder, doing the face-off. Unfortunately, a pass from him just drops a little bit too low. And Pierce Miller now taking the ball for the Anderson Trojans will have the opportunity to clear. And Pierce Miller facing some early full court press by Cale Strickland, trying to get him on that wing and push him out. He's doubled but swims back to the center. Pierce Miller showing what those bionic legs have got. And Pierce Miller now back with the ball, running straight down the middle. Has two men coming on to him, with a third on the way. Alex Longoria settling the possession for the Anderson Trojans. To once again, Edward Tisdale cutting from the backside, looking to find himself open on the crease. Levi McKierman gives it to Landon Fazio, who just subbed from the box. Fazio on that left side on the alley. Wants to get top side, but slips on the field. Ball is loose. Recovered by number 4, Blake Robbins, a senior defender. And Blake Robbins showing how fast the wind can carry him. Easy find to Duncan Ross, who hung out on GLE right outside the crease, popped up top. Couple quick cradles. Excuse me, sir, do you have a quick time to talk about the Coppell Cowboys?
Malcolm, you all right? Right. Hey, Jake, you're Hobart. Malcolm, Duke here. Duke, Malcolm.
So Staida retaking the face-off position for the Coppell Cowboys. And Calvin McDougall. Cal McDougall swings the ball, trying to find Tomas Benitez, rebounds off Benitez. McDougall winning that ground ball, delivers it to Reese Jowers with prime shipping. Alex Longoria really finding some quick changes of pace. Swims around two defenders, is pushed to the ground, still recovers the ball. Ball is knocked out of his stick. Unfortunately, recovered by Blake Robbins. who recovered the last ground ball. And once again, with an amazing delivery, gives it to Tom O'Hearn, who scored a goal already for Coppell. And Duncan Ross really showing off that conditioning, how he just explodes to that ground ball. And a swim move from number 14, Eddie Griffin, puts a shot on goal. But it's saved by Cal Maroney. And some kind of loose ball push, resetting the play. Edward Tisdale running down the right side. Gives it to Levi Kukierman, who usually hangs out in the backyard. Kukierman delivering it to Longoria, Reese Jowers. And this time it's number 8, Wright Clements, freshman, taking the field. Wright Clements just savoring that possession, working it around, doing some of the running for the Anderson offense. And meanwhile, Anderson feet on the backside appear frozen. The ball is given to number 5. And Nate Sullivan, intermediary, Cale Strickland with the ball.
Number up!
Can't quite deliver. Coppell still with the ball. Connor Garbo pressing way out behind GLE. Like Velcro is attached to him and his defender.
Down the alley, ready to go, River!
Sean Simpson
Make contact,
once again settling the offense for the Coppell Cowboys.
Ready for the
And
switch!
decides to run down the left this time. Has his hands free, sets a screen for number 6, Duncan Ross. And, oh my goodness,
Hey, come on!
a charge up and controlled explosion from Spencer Cutchins.
Let's run!
Puts the ball on the goal.
I'm out, go!
And pass intended for number 5, Levi Kukierman, just barely escapes his stick. Number 2, Cale Strickland, who's taken a couple shots on goal in this game already. Delivers to number 25, Spencer Cutchins. Spencer, who's already demonstrated his ability to blow by his defenders. Number 9, Jake Logston, who started off doing the face-offs for this game. Now with the ball on top left. Kind of shiftily working his way down. Finds top side. Has a pull switch onto him. Decides to give it back to Sean Simpson. And Sean Simpson playing a little ring around the rosy right now. Little change of direction. Tries to roll back, drops the ball. And recovered by Cal Maroney. You know, River Anderson just seemed to lose track of that defender. Not much time left to go, just under 30 seconds on the clock. Ball is on the Anderson side, but has yet to be recovered by either team. Just as I say that, Sean Simpson picking it up, and stick is checked by Eli Marlowe. And now making an Anderson sandwich around number 14, Edward Griffin, who maintains control of the ball, but cannot maintain control of the shot. Coppell recovering the ball, but number 25, Jake Williford, experiencing some kind of pain on the field, needs to substitute. Looked like he absorbed a lot of shock, probably around the neck or throat area. Jake Williford jogging it off the field.
Yeah, just taking the net. Yeah.
And Trojans, just like they're man down for the last 5 seconds or so. And Coppell deciding to mercilessly wind down the clock, which brings us to halftime.
Ref.
So the Coppell Cowboys holding on to a solid lead this game. The score is 9-1 currently. Both teams have had a tremendous amount of time of kind of sharing the ball on the offensive side. No particular player on each team who's had an undue amount of time possessing the ball. And shots generated as well pretty equally amongst both teams. Difference between the two right now, Coppell doing a really good job of controlling rebounds and ground balls, especially in scrums on either side of the field, and demonstrating explosive quickness as well as endurance and longevity so far in this half. And so as both teams refuel themselves and receive advice from their coaching, we're going to take a break for about 9 more minutes. So if you're watching at home, please consider donating to our program. We have links at Anderson Boys Lacrosse, where you can find a QR code or just a very simple way to donate. Once again, we rely off the support of our corporate sponsors, our dues, as well as just donations from viewers like you. So thank you for taking the time and expressing your support of Anderson Boys Lacrosse. We're also going to take this time to run through our corporate sponsors one more time, not only expressing our gratitude for supporting Anderson Boys Lacrosse, but tried and true integrity for supporting the people of Austin and doing things the right way, not the easy way. Anderson Boys Lacrosse is sponsored by Unchained Capital, local Austin Bitcoin experts. Located downtown at 60 Congress, Unchained Capital is making Austin the Bitcoin capital of the world. You can purchase Bitcoin from Unchained in a personal, business, or retirement, and secure your Bitcoin long-term. The vault gives you total control over your money. Book a free consultation to learn more about Unchained at unchained.com/consultation. The Weaver Honey Farm. For more than a century, honey's been running for 5 generations of Weaver family veins. What began as a side job for Binkford's grandparents, Lawrence and Zachariah, after acquiring 10 bee colonies as a wedding gift in 1888, has become a passion and livelihood for 4 generations of Weavers to follow. Visit their headquarters in Navasota for beekeeping supplies, gifts, live hive tours, gorgeous picnic areas, and a wildflower mead tasting room made with Bee Weaver honey. RV campsites are available, as are overnight stays in their beautiful loft. Thank you for supporting Anderson Boys Lacrosse. Anderson Boys Lacrosse is also sponsored by Zinda Law Group, a nationwide personal injury firm based here in Austin, Texas. They handle all types of PI cases, including car accidents, truck accidents, wrongful death, and catastrophic injuries. Zinda Law Group believes in justice for all, regardless of wealth, and is available 24/7 to provide free consultations to all accident victims. Named one of Austin Business Journal's fastest growing companies, Zinda Law Group has offices throughout Texas, Colorado, Arizona, and New Mexico. To contact Zinda Law Group, go to zdfirm.com. Anderson Boys Lacrosse is also sponsored by Maroney Public Affairs. Every day, elected officials and regulators make decisions that can negatively impact the competitiveness of your company or industry, or complicate the mission of your organization. Shannon and Mike Maroney serve as trusted advisors to clients, helping them influence legislation, regulations, and perceptions through direct legislative and regulatory advocacy, grassroots activation and coordination, coalition building, message development and written communications tools, and news media relations management. Their expertise and network of relationships helps clients achieve their public policy goals and business objectives by shaping decision-making in Texas, Washington, D.C., and across the United States. We work hard to understand our clients and learn their businesses by providing honest feedback at all times while sharing their vision and goals. We help clients anticipate and recognize risk, issues, and trouble ahead. We share our experience and knowledge to provide reliable, clear advice with genuine passion and enthusiasm. We speak legislature ease. Thank you once again, Maroney Public Affairs, for supporting Anderson Boys Lacrosse. And all you business owners watching knows that having your own company is like course, you would want the best for the sake of your vision, your legacy, and your family. That's where Maroney Public Affairs comes in.
Made with
Anderson
Bee
Boys
Weaver
Cross
Hunt.
is also sponsored by
RV campsites are available, as are overnight suites
Enjoy
for
our
beautiful
active
lawn.
lifestyle. When
Thank you for
injuries happen,
sponsoring Anderson Boys
Coppell
Cross,
Sportswear
Bee
is
Weaver
here. Featuring an expert team
Zipper Law
of
Group,
certified physicians and
nationwide personal injury firm based here in Austin, Texas. They handle all types of PI cases, including car accidents, truck accidents, wrongful death, and catastrophic injuries.
Our patients receive
Zipper Law Group believes in justice for all, regardless of wealth, and is available 24/7 to provide free consultations to all accident victims. Named one of Austin's Business Journal's fast.
When you buy Bitcoin on an exchange, you make a deposit in dollars, execute an order, and your account's Bitcoin balance reflects that transaction. But you're not truly in possession of those Bitcoin yet. You would still have to make a withdrawal to your own wallet. And until you do, Bitcoin on that exchange is at risk of hacks, insolvencies, withdrawal processes can take a long time, and in some scenarios, your account can even be frozen, cutting you off from your money. Through the Unchained Trading Desk, we provide you with a better way. Buy Bitcoin directly to a cold storage vault that you control. By eliminating the need for third-party custody and withdrawals of your Bitcoin, you retain maximum control of your assets throughout the purchase process. Our multi-sig vaults ensure that your Bitcoin are immediately held securely offline, protected from theft and remote threats. If you need assistance building your vault, we're happy to help. Just sign up for concierge onboarding, and one of our team members will schedule a video call to walk you through the entire process. Don't put exchanges in control of your wealth. Try out the Unchained Trading Desk for the most secure way to buy Bitcoin.
Number 8, Luke Hurt. Number 9, Jake Logston. Number 13, Carson Booth. Number 14, Edward Griffin. Number 15, Blake Short. Number 16, Tom O'Hearn. Number 17, Sean Simpson. And at defense, number 21, Ben Hidek. At midfielder, number 26, Cooper Schultz. Number 29, Aiden Gross. At defense, number 32, Malcolm Wallace. At number 34, on attack, Harrison Alonso. On attack, number 44, Chase Waddle. And on defense, number 50, Connor Waddle. On defense, number 55, Zach Sestacia. And at attack, number 88, Tyler Langford. Back up in goal today, number 41, Ian Nichols. What's that? Yeah. Nice pickup. Kill the goalie. Hey, whenever we go redo our school, do we get all the, should we build on that creek area and stuff? No fake. Yeah, after seeing all the other schools in our district, I have no doubt that we could pay for it somehow.
Welcome back, everyone. Hope you all got a break if you so needed.
It's changed a bit, other than it's nicer now. Like they painted all the buildings like baby blue.
The field has
At the end of halftime, both teams now
Didn't recognize anybody.
and Coppell has possession at the end of the quarter, and looks like they will be restarting with possession on the far wing.
Don't have the same color socks. The kids that don't have the
Number 9, Jake
Marco Source with the yellow 6
seconds left, right?
held the ball in his stick for a lot of this game. Coppell now getting back to the basics, swinging that ball around, sharing the rock. Looks like they've got two midfielders playing two-man around that crease area, and one of them coming up trying to set a screen. Ball intended for Nate Sullivan was thrown high by number 13, Carson Boot. And Tomas Benitez, the midfielder for Anderson, picking the ball up on the wing. Already has two Coppell Cowboys on his hip. And a ball pass intended for number 22. Dropped. Covered by Cal Maroney. Cal Maroney trying to give some body language indications with his helmet. Finds Tomas Benitez. And Tomas Benitez making some kind of mistake. I'm not sure exactly what. Forces the ball back over. Spencer Cutchins, who's taken a couple dodges and shots so far, gives it to that offense and defense pole, Nate Sullivan. Spencer Cutchins back with the ball. Sean Simpson giving it to Duncan Ross. And Coppell Cowboys calling play action from the sidelines. Looks like they want to set up some specific offensive play known as Spider that they've been working on. Spencer Cutchins once again with the ball, dodging from the left side, fakes left, gets top side, rolls back in, and drops the ball. And a loose push for Coppell, turning the ball back over. Reese Jowers picking the ball up right there. Roll back, roll back. Reese Bowers running the gauntlet between two Coppell defenders. I have no idea how he held onto that ball. Oh, finds Levi Kukierman on the doorstep, and Kukierman sending that ball just over top. Trojans continue to swing it. This time it's number 3, Landon Fazio with the ball. Fazio running behind using that screen set by number 10, Alex Longoria. And Landon Fazio has his pockets picked. Ball is delivered once again to Nate Sullivan. Spencer Cutchins with another great shot, but an even better save from Cal Maroney. Cal Maroney says, "Get this thing off my half of the field," and heaves it downhill. Levi Kukierman just kind of jogging out after that defender who picked the ball up, and another easy clear coming down with Nate Sullivan for Coppell. Coppell running down with 3 men up top. Number 15, Blake Short with the ball. Blake Short wanting Eli Marlowe to press out on him. Wants to take him dancing, uses that screen from Nate Sullivan. And coming down the left side alley with a head full of steam, Spencer Cutchins daintily maintaining control of the ball, gives it to Jake Logston, and Logston pressing that big shoulder out, gets his hands free, sidearm shot on goal, recovered by Cal Maroney, but it looks like a push after the shot will give the ball back to Coppell. And that's an unnecessary roughness call on River Anderson, a freshman defender. Trojans will be man down. It's one of their few man down defensive engagements. They've done a pretty good job so far on not having fouls drawn upon them. And maybe that's an indication that one side is playing very physically, or at least much more than the other. Number 14, Eddie Griffin, turns it back around. The assist from Duncan Ross, finding Sean Simpson, curling around from the wing, and in one fluid motion, Sean Simpson delivering Well, I believe it's his third goal of the game. Sean, how many goals do you have this game? 3? 3? Oh, 4. 4 goals from Sean Simpson. He had to clarify. Sean Simpson certainly pulling his share of the weight on this Coppell offense. Cal McDougall wins possession for the Anderson Trojans, and with a lot of bodies surrounding him, drops but recovers the ground ball, delivers it to Alex Longoria. Alex Longoria finding Reese Jowers. Trojans still kind of running some substitution. Landon Fazio gives it back to Reese Jowers, who receives the green light from the coaches on the sidelines. Reese Jowers going to do a dodge up here, is met top side with some fierce resistance, and finds Alex Longoria on the wing. Eli Marlowe substituting for the Anderson Trojans for Pierce Miller jogging on. Just like that, the ball is dropped by number 8, Wright Clements, a freshman attackman, and recovered now in the ball, or in the stick of Connor Waddell, a junior defender for Coppell. Logsdon back with the ball. Looks like Logsdon's playing attack right now for the Coppell Cowboys. And Carson Bout to Blake Short. And looks like there was some kind of stray motion where a Coppell attackman was in the crease. So Pierce Miller now has drawn a lot of unnecessary attention, and Pierce Miller just with some nerves on him on that pass. Swings it wide, actually almost hits me in the face right there. That's okay, nothing personal. And Coppell will maintain possession. Blake Short starting from around the substitution box. Gives it to Sean Simpson. Sean Simpson back to Blake Short. Little face dodge from X, just to get his hands free. Sean Simpson drawing a slash to his back. Means that they'll have a free possession in this game. Logsdon working on a pass to Eddie Griffin. Eddie Griffin recovering that ground ball. And now looks like he's practicing sprints. Saved by Cal Maroney will stop the game clock. Reset possession. Still staying with Coppell Cowboys. And a slash called on number 25, Hank Holland, a sophomore defender. This time, Sean Simpson starting back with the ball, swings it to Eddie Griffin. Sean Simpson back with the ball. Looks like they're really just trying to heat up the frequency of those passes. A couple of cradles, work it around. Always good practice to play another team and, you know, still kind of play conservatively. Oh my goodness!
Goal by number 14, Edward Griffin.
Edward Griffin, my bad, planted that left foot like a giant sequoia tree, and then just unleashed all of his anger and power into it. Twisting, turning, rifling that ball past Cal Maroney and into the cage. And the score is now 11-1. What could be read as 1-1-1. Angel numbers. Never too late for a miracle. And play action. Landon Fazio went a little bit early, stepped over the baseline. Not Cal McDougall's fault on that one. And little shaky pass drop from Carson Bout. Recovers. Sean Simpson doing a face dodge to go downhill, rolls back, now has a free hand. A great on-the-run shot, just about the helmet level of Cal Maroney, but Maroney manages to rotate his stick around clockwise and recover. And Cal Maroney finding Landon Fazio. What a clear pass that was. And Landon Fazio was almost able to get past those two defenders. And now some interference on the pass, the counter clear by Thomas Benitez. But it's not enough for them to find number 13. Running downhill, Carson Bout redeems himself. Doesn't have an Anderson Trojan picking him up as he runs downhill, catches the ball, and scores.
Score Coppell, number 13, Carson Booth.
And a face-off violation on the Coppell Cowboys gives the Anderson Trojans free possession. Making some quick substitutions from the box right now. Cal McDougal getting some rest through the box right now. Pierce Miller twirling the ball in his stick. Looking for Eddie Tisdale. Eddie Tisdale with that catch. Running down the alley. Not a lot of defensive pressure from Coppell right now. They seem content to suck in, kind of send a man out to give some light pressure. Those passes being worked around, but I mean, they know that these guys want to go top side. Just as I say that, Landon Fazio kind of showing off his left hand, but eventually goes back up top, decides to roll back to the left side. It is allergy season in Austin, Texas, so I hope you all have been taking your Zyrtec, Allegra, Claritin, whatever works for you. And Pierce Miller still met with a lot of alley pressure. Trojans will have a free possession coming up as a flag is called. And 5 seconds on the clock. Edward Tisdale will need to shoot. Gets the ball out of his stick, but finding the stick of Landon Fazio. Shot clock winds down. Trojans will maintain possession of the ball. Alex Longoria starting from the right side wing. Swings it to X. Number 3, Landon Fazio. Pass intended for Pierce Miller is dropped. And Nate Sullivan, who showed himself to be an amazing player on both sides of the field, smartly giving it to his goalie, Carter Blue Carter. A little one-arm dangle action demonstrated by Connor Waddell. But Connor Waddell sends that ball out of bounds. Hank Holland with the ball, trying to roll back, but good body demonstrated by Edward Griffin. And then maybe a loose slash or something is going to get called on Hank Holland in just a sec. And right now, Coppell is just winding down the clock. Penalty will be released now, making it even. Spencer Cutchin still with the ball. Now in the hands of Blake Short. Looks like they're calling for Blake Short to shoot this ball. Blake Short with a full head of steam, has 2 defenders on him. Kind of still running around the perimeter, finds Jake Logston, but Logston shooting it just outside the cage. No matter. Recovered by Blake Short, or Edward Griffin this time. And Edward Griffin kind of getting a man tangled up in his stick. Pierce Miller falling over, defending him. Saved by Cal Maroney up top. But a penalty on Hank Holland is going to send the Trojans man down. And despite both teams having been man down a fairly equal amount this game, neither offense really counteracting with very aggressive offense. Of course, Coppell Cowboys looking very manicured in the way they have their passes on target, the way they have that rhythm to passing to each other. They seem to automatically know when they're going to switch directions. Send a couple of men whirling, doing some off-ball cuts. Edward Griffin catching it on that left side wing, gets his hands free top side, sidearm to the left of the goal. Carson Boot shoveling that ball to Jake Loxton, distributing to Sean Simpson, who's got 4 goals already in this game. Nate Sullivan, high pass, recovered by Loxton, not met with a lot of pressure off that drop ball. Back in the stick of Sean Simpson. Edward Griffin finding Simpson on the backside. Simpson scores! A low sidearm bounce shot gets just past the right hip of Cal Maroney.
Simpson with the assist.
And Cal Maroney with his hands on his hip looks a little bit frustrated with that shot getting past him. You could tell he was tracking it and could not anticipate where it would go off that bounce. A smart, high IQ shot from Sean Simpson, who's got 5 goals in this game now. Possession is won by Cal Maroney. Took a little bit of beating to his helmet. A loose push will give possession back to the Anderson Trojans. Alex Longoria holding on to possession, but the end of the 3rd quarter will stop the clock. Both teams showing a little bit of fatigue in the last half of that quarter. And coaches tossing the water bottles in a fray, trying to rehydrate their teams and telling them to empty the gas tank for one last quarter. If you're still tuning in, we'd still like to take one last time to thank all of our corporate sponsors. Just run through them quick. Once again, Anderson Boys Lacrosse is sponsored by Unchained Capital, Bee Weaver Honey Farm, Zinda Law Group, Maroney Public Affairs, and Austin Sports Medicine. Thank you once again to all of our corporate sponsors. We really appreciate your support. And if you are interested in becoming a corporate sponsor for Anderson Boys Lacrosse, feel free to DM us on ATX Trojans Lacrosse, Anderson Boys Lacrosse. Just type us in on Google. Really easy to find that contact form. You can also contact Brian Donovan, our program director, or myself, Charles Arscott, ARSCOTT. Slide in those DMs. Tell us all what your company's about. And we would love to form a sponsorship partnership with you all. Anderson Trojans taking their positions on the field. And some of the Coppell players on the sidelines already taking off and packing up their gear. They're going to have about a 3.5-hour drive back to Coppell, which is a beautiful suburban city in the DFW area. All right, time to kick off the 4th quarter. As always, we've got Cal McDougal on the face-off for Anderson against Zaxis Tida. And Cal McDougal recovers the ball off a ground ball for the Anderson Trojans, running down the right alley right now. Gives it to Eli Marlowe on the inside. Eli Marlowe with a little shoulder action. Kind of a slow shot off of Eli Marlowe's stick. And Edward Tisdale with the ball right now. Pass intended for Edward Tisdale. Cannot find his pocket. Is recovered by number 16. And that's Tom O'Hearn for the Coppell Cowboys. Hearn now jogging it off the field, replaced by number 25, Spencer Cutchins. First line offensive midfielder. And Jake Logston, another big-time midfield senior for the Coppell Cowboys.
Eagle! Eagle!
Lets Edward Griffin have the ball. Griffin doing a little change of pace. Fake roll to the left. Oh my goodness. That was just a textbook beautiful dodge from Edward Griffin. He incorporated all different kinds of things like change of speed, a fake roll back to the top side. Just rolls back and left. Great stick skills. Make sure to keep that ball right by his, keep that stick right by his body, controlled.
Goal for 14, Edward Griffin.
And just winding, not really even winding up, but cocking his stick back, and he knows exactly where it's going to go. Hard goal to save if you're Cal Maroney. It was right on the doorstep. But beautiful goal from Edward Griffin. And that's number 8, Luke Hurt, a junior midfielder for Coppell. Taking the face off, recovering it. Does 2 rolls. Gets... Wow. Luke Hurt absolutely just froze his defender.
Goal by by Coppell, number 8, Luke Hurt.
Once again, that's Luke Hurt, who first dodged to the right side of the alley, coming across the top pretty diagonally, rolled back, put the stick in his left hand, did a little 1-2 stutter step, and then just blew by the right side of his defender. Easy goal, at least making it look easy. But what a display of finesse from number 8, Luke Hurt. He's a junior midfielder for the Coppell Cowboys. Play action. Nate Sullivan got a stick on that ground ball, but can't quite put it in the pocket. And still the midfielders fighting for possession of the ball, recovered by Nate Sullivan. Running down the middle. Tic-tac-toe from Cale Strickland. Great pass from Cale Strickland to Chase Wadill. But it meets the stick of Cal Maroney right up by his helmet. Once again, 2 defenders on Tomas Benitez. They've been favorable of pressuring him all game. And then a pass intended for Eddie Tisdale is dropped. Recovered by Cale Strickland, who had that last attempted assist. And Edward Griffin running as fast as he can towards that pass going out of bounds. But it makes its way out of the boundaries, recovered by Tomas Benitez. Once again has 2 defenders staring down his neck. Cal Maroney back with the ball. Cal Maroney finding Edward Tisdale, who manages to catch it that time. Edward Tisdale taking some heavy pressure off his backside. Alex Longoria with the ball now in his usual position off the right side of the wing. And now the Trojans doing a little bit of rotation. And just a little bit of miscommunication from the Anderson Trojans. They were offsides on that play. Had too many men on the offensive side of the field. Really just got to do your best to stop those careless mistakes if you're Anderson. That's Nate Sullivan, number 5, giving the ball to Edward Griffin, who finds 44, Chase Wadill. Wadill gives it back to Griffin, who does not seem phased by any kind of time constraints whatsoever. Just over 8 minutes to go left in the game. Jake Logston back with the ball. And Logston looking like he wants to play make and get some of his teammates some goals right here. Cale Strickland gives it back to Chase Waddell. And Coppell Cowboys running a couple substitutions. Nate Sullivan coming off for Spencer Cutchins right now. Chase Waddell still with the ball over on that left wing. And now cutting inside, switching to his left, gets it back to his right. And shot misses to the right of the goal. Recovered by Cale Strickland, who was closest to that shot when it left out of bounds. Defended by Connor Garbo, number 2-on-2. And Garbo making him aware of his presence. Jake Logston now does a little shoulder fake to the left, cuts back across to the right. Sidearm right to the heart of Cal Maroney, who has his stick there ready to catch it.
Saved by Cal Maroney.
You gotta feel good if you're Cal Maroney, despite all of the goals allowed, because the goals allowed so far have not really been savable. They've all been on the doorstep. And just as I say that, Edward Griffin, with a shot very, very close to the crease, rebounds off the top. And a loose push gives the ball back to Anderson. Alex Longoria once again with the ball. Had a man coming from behind, but looks like they gave him some mercy and not doubling that ball. Alex Longoria once again throwing his shoulder down, still has control of the ball. Recovered by Landon Fazio. Landon Fazio. Give it back to Wright Clements, the freshman. And Wright delivering it to Alex Longoria. Alex Longoria directing Wright Clements, wants him to cut inside. And clear a path from that left side, a little jump shot. But you got to admire the energy from Alex Longoria on that shot, but it goes off the left side, recovered by Landon Fazio. Now has the stick in his right hand, gets north of GLE from X. And I can't tell if that shot was on goal or not, but it goes out of bounds on the right side and recovered by Pierce Miller. He's going to start from that back right corner. Pierce Miller once again trying to use that crease space, get north, gives it to Wright Clements. Clements kind of running diagonally, tries to switch back over to his right, drops the ball, has his pockets picked up by number 21, Ben Heidick. Aiden Gross drops the ball, has a push out of bounds, but a loose ball push and make sure that the punishment Aiden Gross suffered does not go in vain. Blake Short starting with the ball. Tomas Benitez defending him. Gives it back to Aiden Goss. Aiden Goss kind of setting a wide screen for Connor Waddell as Waddell gets north of his man. Gives it back to Blake Short, who has momentum. And delivered to Duncan Ross. Coaches deciding to use a running clock. About 3 minutes left to go. Cal Maroney still fighting for that ground ball. Ball is still high. Possession to either team. But the speedy legs of Blake Robbins. Robbins, a senior defender, covering that ball for Coppell.
Calvin, box, Calvin.
And both teams kind of throwing some fresh legs on there for the last few minutes of the game. Sean Simpson with a pass intended for the crease man, rebounds off the stick, and picked back up by Sean Simpson, who technically assisted the ball to himself. We'll see if the Anderson Trojans can hold Coppell to under 20 points. Score is now 1-18. And neither team seeming to know where the ball is. Recovered by number 55, Zach Sustaida. Sustaida doing a good job of using his body to defend his stick. Number 25, Spencer Kuchins, who looks like he could be running on this field all day if he wanted to. Still keeping control of the ball. Coppell wanting to wind the clock down, ready to get back on the bus. Number 13, Carson Bout, who has scored at least 2 goals this game. Seems to be eyeing some kind of assist. Pass it back to Kuchins.
Pressure!
And Anderson coaches telling the defense to apply more pressure to the perimeter, hoping to get one more possession. Landon Fazio, short stick on number 25, Kuchins right now. Kuchins kind of shaking his head, trying to see if he can get Fazio to bite. And the Trojans double the ball now. Kuchins still playing behind the cage. Ball is thrown up high in the air.
Fazio, pick it up!
And Coppell winding the shot clock down just about 20 seconds to go. Benitez turns on the turbo, emptying the gas tank. Benitez kind of looking to go coast to coast right here. And Benitez dropping the ball on one of a spin. Picked back up by number 16, Tom O'Hara, who's got a great kind of just midfielder transition player so far for the Coppell Cowboys. And just like that, the end of the game, horn sounds. Final score, Coppell Cowboys 18, Anderson Trojans.
Thank you, fans, for coming out today.
1.
Enjoy your weekend.
We'd like to thank all of our fans for tuning in. Once again, thank you to our corporate sponsors for supporting Anderson Boys Lacrosse and helping us put on these entertaining games. Thank you to our producers and audio video crew for helping with the taping and live stream. Thank you to our athletic trainers, referees, volunteers, coaches, and fans. Signing out, I'm Charles R. Scott. Stay classy, Austin.